Hi, I'm Alex Guttenplan. I captained the team from Emmanuel College, Cambridge, who won the 2010 series of University Challenge. I'm currently living in Maastricht in the Netherlands, where I've been for the last couple of years, and where I'm working as a researcher in the university, studying ways to test materials for bone repair.
Well, thank you, Alex, for joining Quiz for NHS. In fact, your successes as captain of the Emmanuel team was one of the main reasons I ended up applying to Emmanuel in Cambridge. So a big thank you. Without you, I wouldn't be wearing this tie, the Emmanuel colours.
Yeah.
So Alex, the first thing I wanted to ask is, were you always a fan of the show growing up, or quizzing separately as well?
It's a bit of an old story. I watched it occasionally growing up, but what really got me into it is there's this non-televised, of course, competition called Schools Challenge, which various schools take part in. I was on my school's team for that. We did very well. And then because it was one person on the team from each year, the person a couple of years above me was a guy named Max Kaufman, who captained the Christchurch Oxford team to win University Challenge in, I think it was 2008. So essentially, seeing him do it made me think, this is something I could do, this could be fun. So then in my first year at Emmanuel, I signed up for the trials, and we all know how it turned out from there.
Of course, we do. And one thing I noticed is that many successful teams in Universe Challenge, like myself, we had graduates on the team. But you, as you mentioned, you're only 19 when you captained a winning team. How did it change your life to win at such a young age?
Well, firstly, I have to say that we were, I think, quite a young team in general, of course. So Jenny Harris and Josh Scott were also in my year. We were all freshers when we did the trials. Oh. And back then it was filmed over 2 academic years. I think that's changed now. But I mean, it didn't hugely change my, I wouldn't say it dramatically changed my life, but it did mean that I had 2 and a bit years, because I was doing a 4-year degree, as an undergraduate student, having been the winning captain. So I did have sort of a bit of a reputation around college, but I wouldn't say it was a huge life-changing thing.
But one thing I know, when I joined Emma, both of us were on the same team representing Emmanuel on the BBC quiz show Eggheads. And it was the first time I'd got to quiz alongside you. And you made the tiebreaker, and I saw you go toe-to-toe with Kevin Ashman. And people don't know who he is. He's one of the world's greatest quizzers. And there was a question that Jeremy Vine asked you in the tiebreaker, which was a ceremonial coronet worn by non-royal British dukes has 8 leaves from which fruit depicted upon it? And then you somehow retrieved the answer strawberry from the depths of your mind. I remember Jeremy Vine was astonished. All of us from the Emmanuel team were astonished. Like, how does your mind operate like that under such pressure?
I mean, I have to say that I think that's really what separates teams on a quiz like University Challenge. It's not knowledge, because definitely by the time we get to the later stages of the series, there will, for most questions, be someone on each team who knows the answer. And it's not even reaction speed. That's something you can train. It's not something that people are that different in. It's the sort of speed of recall and knowing where things are stored in your mind. Eggheads, obviously, it's different, because while it's not as obvious in the show because they have to fit into a half-hour TV slot, you're not being hurried in the same way. So you think, I've got time to think, I think I know this now. What was it? And with something like that, it's not being able to find it that's the problem. It's worrying that you might find the wrong thing and think you've got it. It's being able to say, I'll put it out there, this is what I think it is.
Thank you. So from your time on Universe Challenge or Eggheads or Only Connect or anywhere else, do you have a favorite bit of trivia that you've picked up over the years?
This is an interesting one. So I'm going to pick because we're both Londoners, so I thought I should probably have something London related.
Yes.
Which is that the northern line of the tube is not the tube line that goes the furthest north, but it is the tube line that goes the furthest south.
Oh, I didn't realize that. You'd have thought the Northern Line would end up the furthest north. That would have been logical.
Yeah, there's a half-built station in the field where they would have built it further north. I've been out there. It's near Edgware, but with the tube as it now is, the Metropolitan line goes furthest north, but the Northern Line goes furthest south.
Okay, I got you. That's a good one. That's a good one for a tube. Thank you, Alex. We're going to end by asking you this or that questions. I think I've got 5 of them for you, so your immediate gut instinct. Okay.
Yeah.
First one is Star Trek or Star Wars?
I think I'm going to have to say Star Trek there.
Okay.
I mean, I like science fiction, and Star Trek is more science fiction than Star Wars is.
That's true. That is true. Fish and chips or chicken and chips?
Definitely fish and chips.
That's a good choice.
Fish goes better with chips.
Podcast or physical book?
Physical book, I think, most of the time.
Whitney.
Unless I'm driving.
Of course. Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey?
Can't say if I'm too familiar with either of them, but going for Whitney Houston.
And the final one, cake or biscuit?
Cake, I think.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alex. You're one of the true icons of Universe Challenge, and we appreciate you supporting Quiz for NHS.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing the whole thing when it's put together.
Thank you, Alex.